Pill here. This year I spent a lot of time asking myself a single question, and to my surprise, I feel calmer, happier, and more in control of my negative emotions. If you like to feel this way too, pay close attention. Now, what is this question? Well, if an eagle hunts down a snake, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Some of you might say that it's good because the eagle gets to eat. But what if I told you that this particular species of snakes is going extinct? It's the rare rainbow shiny snake, and there's only 3 left in the entire world. Then you might start thinking, oh, this situation's definitely bad. We don't want yet another species to go extinct, right? But what if it turns out that this eagle has been struggling? Her babies back in the nest have already gone 3 days without food, and they can't hang on much longer. Upon hearing this, you might start thinking, oh, catching that snake is definitely a good thing then. We don't want baby eagles to die, right? Now, the truth of the matter is, to Mother Nature, all of these scenarios are neither good nor bad. It's just how it is. Eagles kill snakes. It's what they do. Species go extinct. That's how evolution works. To Mother Nature, there is no such thing as good or bad. Things just happen. But this isn't the case for us humans. You see, we came up with the concept of good and bad to help organize our thoughts and get things done. Back in the day, the ruler of your country or state would say, we should not do A, B, and C because they're bad. Instead, we should be doing X, Y, and Z because they are good. This way of organizing allowed us to work in huge groups, all set on reaching the same goal. We were able to outcompete all of the other species on this planet because we had the ability to unite under a banner of quote-unquote good to fight the quote-unquote bad with our combined group effort. Throughout the years, we grew accustomed to labeling the things around us as good or bad every single day. And nowadays, it's a part of human nature. But it's important to remember that it's still just a figment of our imagination, an opinion. The truth of the matter is, anything can be good or bad. It all depends on what you tell yourself. For example, if you just got rejected by your crush, you could say that it's a bad thing because, well, it hurts. It's also bad because all those fantasies you've been having about being with them won't come true. But at the same time, you could also say that it's a good thing. You could argue that getting rejected and feeling pain makes you into a stronger person. It's a driving force for change, which will make you more attractive down the line. Whether or not something is good or bad, all depends on what we tell ourselves. The problem that most of us have nowadays is that we tend to go for the bad label way too often. We say to ourselves, this event is bad, this thing I did is bad, this mindset is bad, this trait of mine is bad, this and that is bad, bad, bad. And every time we do this, we bring certain emotions into our lives. Anxiety, envy, and anger, just to name a few, all appear and grow when we think about how bad something is. Now, don't get me wrong, these emotions have their purpose. It's important that we think certain things are bad so that we feel anxious or angry some of the time. It helps push us to do certain things that increase our chances of survival. But when we constantly focus on labeling most of the things around us as bad, then these emotions start to consume us. It also brings those around us down. In fact, I'm starting to think that this is the single least seductive trait one could have. Constantly labeling things as bad. So here's my suggestion. The next time you find yourself labeling something as bad over and over again and feeling really crappy about it, ask yourself a thought-provoking question. The one that I've been using for the past year is the same one that I started this video out with. If an eagle kills a snake, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Now, the reason I use this specific question is because I came across it many years ago in a book. And it just stuck. You don't have to use this exact one, you can come up with your own, so long as it gets you to question just how real the idea of good and bad really are. The more you do this, the more you'll be able to step back and observe what's going on with clarity. The more you'll start to realize that most of the quote-unquote bad things in life are just things that happen, many of which are to be expected. And hopefully this realization causes you to seek understanding as compared to being overwhelmed by negative emotions, giving you more peace just like it has for me. This episode is brought to you by Skillshare. Most of us believe that learning new skills can be good for us down the line, and Skillshare is perfect for this. They are an online learning community with thousands of classes with topics ranging from things like copywriting to animating. Speaking of animating, I know a lot of you have been asking about how we make these videos. If you want to learn exactly how some of our artists do this, check out the Animation for Illustration by Libby Vanderplog on Skillshare. It's a beginner-friendly course that will introduce you to many of the things we use for our videos. Skillshare is giving away access to their premium membership free for the first month to the first 1,000 people who click on the link in the description box below. And after that, it's only around $10 a month, which is incredibly affordable compared to what you would have to pay to learn these skills in an in-person class. Besides that, guys, stay tuned.